These are my top 4 favourite foundations.
See, there's only 4 here, whereas there's 5 in every other beauty video I've filmed recently of my top 5 favourite products. I don't have a 5th favourite foundation, and I didn't want to just put one in this video to make it be 5, because I'm very particular with my foundations. I'm particular on the finish, and the most important thing for me is longevity. These I've found are the best foundations I've tried. I don't try that many foundations because I have been a serial user of the MAC Studio Fix for absolutely years. This is my favourite foundation of all time, and I don't think it'll ever change. I've tried ones from NARS. I really like the new Benefit foundation, the professional one, but it's not my favourite of all time. This is the MAC Studio Fix. This is 24-hour matte foundation and oil control. I find this is a matte foundation, but it's still got a nice finish, especially since they changed the formula. It does have more skincare benefits to it. You do a glowy version of this if you want in a more hydrating one. But I absolutely love this, and I'm so glad that although it's got a new formula, it is just as good and lasts just as long. So this is definitely my favourite. I am quite a pale girly, so I use the shade NC5. Then here, this has been a trusty go-to for years. I used to use this foundation back in 6th form and at university. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in the shade 110. These foundations say matte, and I hate matte foundations, and I don't hate these, so they're not that matte. They're not a flat matte. They have got some dew to them, and with the setting spray I use, which is usually the Wishery or any mist from the Beauty Crop, it makes them hydrating. As long as you use hydrating skincare, you're absolutely fine. It's not flat matte. It doesn't appear cakey. These are both gorgeous. This one says normal to oily skin, and this one says it's got oil control. I'm not an oily girly, really. I'm quite a dry skin girly, but I love both these. And then we've got the Rimmel Match Perfection. This is the lightweight Perfecting Radiance Foundation in the shade 010 Light Porcelain. I absolutely love this. I've recently rediscovered this. I used to use this years ago, and then I stopped, and it was still in my drawer. And I tried a little bit on my hand, and I was like, I really like this. So I went out and bought another one. As you can see, though, it is, the writing is rubbing off again. And I loved it. I have got a wear test of it up on my page. And then this one here is one of the most stunning foundations from the drugstore that I've ever tried. This is the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation. Medium to buildable coverage, long lasting, 1% hydrating hibiscus complex. Honestly, if you're looking for a foundation that has such a gorgeous finish, it's not too matte, it's not too glowy, you need to try this. e.l.f. makes some of the best foundations, and I've seen their new foundation, and I really would like to try that. This foundation is absolutely stunning. I will swatch all these shades for you. I can't tell you what shade this is because it doesn't tell me. It was one of the lightest shades that I swatched when I was in there, and it doesn't have the name on it, which is so annoying. Honestly, I wouldn't recommend a foundation if I didn't think it was good enough. Foundation can either make your makeup or it can destroy it. Like, if you've got a horrible foundation on, everything appears cakey on top of it. So the MAC one, that is a swatch for that. It is quite an olivey, yellowy undertone, but for me, that is absolutely perfect, and I absolutely love it on me. Then next, we've got the Maybelline Fit Me, which, as you can see, is a lot more of a darker shade compared to that. I used to use the shade 110 in MAC, but I feel like as I've got older, I've got paler, and I use a lot more SPF than I used to when I was younger, so that shade, once it's blended in, it does work fine on me. I think I'd probably go for shade 105 and shade match down on that. This one is the 3rd shade along. As you can see, that is quite dark on me as well, but that is a little bit more olivey. The best shade match is obviously the MAC one. And then finally, the e.l.f. one is this one at the top. I'll say my hands are a lot lighter than my face, so if these shades look a little bit odd, that's why. Obviously the best one for me is definitely the MAC one, and the formula is the nicest on the MAC one in my opinion. But I absolutely love all of these foundations. I would recommend, these shades might not be for you, but I would recommend going and getting a shade match. They do it free at Boots. They also do it free at Superdrug, I think. I got my shade match for MAC in Boots. And these are all great, long-lasting, great formulas. Doesn't sit in the smile lines, doesn't crease, because I really struggle with foundations doing that for me. I have got quite prominent smile lines, especially as I've lost weight over the last couple of years. I do find that foundation does tend to sit there a lot more as I've got older, and as I've lost weight. I've lost 10 stone nearly, so my face has changed a lot. So I do notice that more with foundations now, but none of these have ever let me down in terms of that. Definitely recommend all them. Obviously the MAC is the higher end one of the foundations. All the others are about under £10 or thereabouts. But these are my top 4 favourite foundations. Thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.